Hello everyone, welcome to the learning of the content of this section. In this course, we will learn the process of project build. The project build process mainly includes the following four contents. First, we will configure the relevant information according to the content of our build, and then we will select the type of build we want to build. Then we have to go to the workbench to carry out a release for the project. Finally, we need to understand the data separation between our ULON and build. First of all, we come to the study of configuration-related information. We open the application that we completed in the previous lesson. If you have closed it, you can find it in the latest open of the file, or in our initial menu, find it in the latest open, and click it to open the app that we made in the previous lesson such a case. First of all, we will configure the relevant build information. Click the configuration button in the menu bar. You can see that it has a series of contents such as custom build domain name, custom preview domain name, custom build path and custom preview path, etc. If you do not fill in the custom build domain name and do not fill in the custom preview domain name, we use the platform to assign you such a domain name. If you want to use a customized build domain name, you can click How to configure. In this document, we have a detailed introduction. You can complete a configuration step by step according to such a step, and use your own domain name for build. Second, let's take a look at one of our interface configurations. If an application like ours just runs in our browser, and it won't call any WeChat official account interface, you don't need to fill in the contents of such an interface configuration, but if you want to open it in a WeChat browser, then you need to fill in the corresponding content of WeChat official account. If you don't fill in, we will help you use the default app ID and app secret of the platform by default. Similarly, if you want to use a series of interfaces corresponding to a terminal, you need to fill in the relevant information of your configuration here. For specific filling methods, you can come to our Document Center, click our Development and Deploy here, and click a Project Build here. There are a large number of types for you to choose. If you want to build a certain type of IFSO, you can click here to view a configuration information, and then fill in the configuration information step by step according to the requirements of the document. Okay, let's go back to the application. After you complete the configuration of this series of information, you can come to release our application. When we are in Build Application, we need to choose a type to build, or in our middle menu bar area, we hover over the Build button and we can find that it helps us automatically pop up Web WeChat Applet, Alipay Applet, Ding Ding Xiao Widget, Byte Skipping Applet, iOS, Android, Windows, etc. When you finish the development of an application, you can directly publish it as different types of applets and different types of terminals, so we can meet the development needs of multiple terminals in one development. Of course, if you want to develop different terminals, you need to fill in the corresponding information in the configuration. For example, if you want to develop an Android application, you need to fill in such configuration information in the application. If you want to develop an iOS application, you need to fill in such corresponding information in the iOS. If you do not fill in the corresponding information, you cannot successfully build. Here we will use the most commonly used web to make a build. When I click Build, I can write the name of an application, fill in a cover, and we can fill in an icon of the PC page. If you do not fill in the icon, it is the default iOS icon. For example, if you need to customize loading, you can also check such a custom loading and upload you here GIF graph and one of its background colors. If you don't have a custom domain name, we will assign you a public domain name of the public platform. Of course, the public domain name of the platform is risky. Specifically, if you use the worker domain name in WeChat, and other users also use the common domain name, he violates the relevant regulations of WeChat and blocks our domain name. His works will also be affected by a series of influences. Then when you fill in such a series of information, you can click Next, and then click a Confirm Build to complete such a project packaging build process. After the project is released, we are going to carry out a project in release. When we finish build, when you click OK, it will help you jump to a connection of our production version directly. Here is also a version 1. This is a very representative. At present, it is an experience in a connection of pre-release in the production version. We come to our workbench and click Work Table. Generally speaking, a case that we just built will be at the front. We can select the production version and its corresponding version. As there is only one version at present, it is said there is only one version 1. We click such a button as Release Application. When we click it, it will pop up a series of information about application release, which includes a review fee, a fee used by IDE, and a series of unit prices. Similarly, we are still in the debugging mode. Let's enter a series of contents. For example, here we come to Wang Wu, enter a contact information, and then click a registration. You can find that he tells us that the registration has been successful. Let's go back to an interface of the editor just now. When we click our database, we can find that a piece of data like Wang Wu we just filled in does not appear. Why does it not appear? This is because our preview database and our build data are completely separated, which ensures that our operation and testing will not affect a series of data in the current production environment. So where is the data we released? I believe that the students with sharp eyes have seen that there is a production database here. We click to switch to a production database here. You can see that we just filled in Wang Wu and a series of contact information appear here. Of course, if you have some official data in the preview database, then you need to synchronize a series of data in the production database. You can directly click the synchronization preview version data here, and then click OK to overwrite it. Then the number of your preview version the database is synchronized to our production version database. Any data submitted in your formal connection will come to our production database. Then, if we make a modification to our case, for example, I change a color of an enrollment button here to a red color, and then I click Finish, and I finish the modification. I click Build again, and then click OK. After a short time of loading, it will prompt us that the build has been successful. Let's go to the workbench. If I want a brand new version of release, that is, how to operate the case that we have changed to the red button. We can click to come to our production version, and then select an update application here. It can be found that there are two versions of it. One is the previous version of our release, and the other is a brand new version of our button color that we have modified. If you want to manage a content between your multiple versions, you can click here to switch and a different version of release. The above is the whole content of the project release. Thank you for watching this section.